Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 28 of my 6-player free-for-all Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing against 5 Emperor AI that are each on their own separate team, and I'm playing as the Orc Warlord Crognash the Brutal. In our last episode, we whittled down our opponents to just a single one, although I can't take full credit as Firik of Clan Eldur, who is our single remaining opponent, you can see here he's a Frostling Theocrat, he actually killed off the Tigran Sorcerer here, Anorak. So I had Anorak kind of on the ropes as I had taken his throne city, which you can see right here, and I'm now almost fully absorbed it into my empire, but I took this from Anorak, and then I was moving south to try to hunt down Anorak himself to be able to kill him off and eliminate him from the game. And as I was doing that, I encountered Firik, and Firik actually eliminated Anorak, meaning that he must have encountered him and killed him off. And so we're left with just a single opponent, a single remaining opponent, and we're going to have our work cut out for us trying to eliminate him, as I'm sure he's quite powerful. You can see here, if I remember correctly, he has units. Yes, he does. He does have Shrine of Smiting out already, as we would expect, since we are at turn 61 there. And he's got a stack here moving in to start to siege my cities, and he's got his sights set on Lilac currently, but thankfully we have a number of units that we're rallying to our defense here. So in any case, that's really the rest of this series is going to be trying to eliminate Firik. So it's now kind of left to a 1v1. So before we dive into this episode, I did just want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to a few individuals who left some excellent comments on the last episode. The first of those comes from Casper Eklund, and Casper had just a kind of a quick comment there. He wanted to remind me to check the cities that I've recently conquered for usable structures that I could potentially sell if I'm just going to do merchandise anyway. So like, let's see if there's any here. Okay, so this isn't the best example. Maybe if we jump back to one of our Shadow Elf cities that we've gained here. So here's a good example. So we have like a henge as a structure here that was a class structure for a druid, and it's not useful in any way, shape, or form for us as a warlord. However, Casper pointed out that we can sell these in addition to our merchandise benefit. So rather than just producing merchandise as we were going to, we might as well actually sell this off because we get the extra gold from selling the structure and the benefit of merchandise. So important to remember that, and a great way to generate a little bit of extra gold. So great suggestion there from Casper. I'm going to double check kind of all of these cities here where I'm not producing anything else and I'm just doing merchandise. And again, these are going to be cities that were previously owned by my opponents. The next comment comes from Ivan Engel. And Ivan left a really detailed comment. It's very, very expansive. And he basically talked a lot about suggestions and recommendations for potential race, class, and specialization suggestions in future playthrough series. We are probably getting to the end of this one. I don't want to, count my chickens before they've hatched, but I think we've really got it whittled down, and now it's just this 1v1, as I said, with Firik. So I'm assuming this one's probably going to end in a couple of episodes here, although we'll have to see. So I've been kind of asking for suggestions and comments regarding race and class combinations that you guys would like to see. Ivan left a really, really detailed set of comments about that. I won't touch on all of it. I'd encourage you go back to the previous episode and take a look at his comment because, again, it's very, very expansive and has a lot of detail. But the one thing I did want to mention is that Ivan suggested trying out a Draconian Rogue, and in particular with Fire Mastery and Exploration as the specialization. And a few reasons that Ivan pointed out that Draconians make good rogues would be that they have fast healing, additional mana income, they have additional types of damage, so there's greater damage type diversity, meaning that you have Draconians that can do a little bit of fire damage in addition to some of the other types of damage that would come from being a rogue, which is apparently very important for playing rogues. And again, my experience with the rogue class is quite limited, so the other thing that Ivan pointed out there is that the Draconian Flyers are a great unit to have as a rogue, in particular because they do get some nice benefits, and in addition, the Draconian Flyer has pretty solid mobility. So I could imagine that synergizing quite well if you had something like Succubus or whatever, or even the Shadow Stalkers who can move across with floating. The flyers could keep up with them. But in any case, a big thank you to both Casper and Ivan for the excellent suggestions and comments. As always, I do really appreciate them. And if anybody else has any additional suggestions or comments regarding future playthrough series, feel free to leave them in the comments, as I always take a look at them. And they're great to help me consider what to kind of try next. So let's dive in here, as we've got one opponent left and we want to take him down. So I don't remember exactly where we were in our turn here, so we're just going to kind of... Oh, I guess we were pretty much right at the end, so that works out perfectly. We'll end our turn there. And we actually now have the ability to cast Global Assault, which is going to be quite the game changer for us. Again, that's kind of the end game Warlord spell that will make all of our units gold medal. And I believe all produced units will start off with gold medal rank. The caster's units gain charge and first strike. Holy, so every single one of our units will have charge and first strike, in addition to being gold medal rank. That's insane. Very, very powerful spell. So, were I Fearic, I would be quaking in my boots a little bit, I think. Of course, we have to see what Fearic has for an army. Looks like he's retreated out of our domain a little bit. Probably saw what I was bringing to bear. Okay, and now we're starting to be attacked by these pesky penguins here. I'm going to do this manually for the sole reason that I want to see if I can wrangle me one of these penguins using Dominate. Alright, I wasn't really doing that a ton in the last few episodes, as I was just kind of trying to get the easy battles out of the way without doing them manually, mostly for the sake of time, and so hopefully that you guys aren't as bored by me just kind of, you know, doing these easy battles really slowly with manual combat. But in a few cases, I actually think I probably should have done them manually, such that I could have used my conversion abilities a little bit to greater effect. Okay, so we're going to throw a weaken on penguins that's cursed. Then we'll move in and start just annihilating these penguins. You know, I almost feel bad for them, but I really don't. There we go. Alright, so now let's try Dominate here. Got an 85% chance, so pretty solid odds. Wow, and we didn't get it. Holy. I'm actually quite surprised that we didn't manage to get that one successfully. Alright, so then now we've just got the two penguins left who are going to be easy pickings for us. Now let's see, does anyone need a heal? Yeah, our flyer could get one. There we go. And then, you know what? Our reanimator, I believe, just hit, or is recently hit gold medal, so get a little more experience there. Well, I was hoping to get a penguin just to do a bit of scouting with there, but no such luck. Okay, and now we are being attacked by a number of elemental units. I'm going to let this one roll in... Ooh, I was going to say I'm going to let it go in auto combat. The only caveat there is I really don't want this phalanx to die, as it is a champion 1. Maybe I'll do this one manually just to hopefully give me a slightly better odds of not losing that unit. The nice thing here, we do, not that it's going to matter as all these units are floating, but we do get the benefit of the city limits here. Not going to make much of a difference in this particular instance, as we don't have a wall, and these units can all just float right over it. But this is a city that I believe we've either made peace with, or it's our vassal. I can't quite remember. Alright, so we're going to retreat back with this phalanx, who obviously is in the worst shape. We're going to leave our phalanx up front, and our Manticore Riders kind of like this. Spread out a bit, that way... Yeah, I was expecting a phase come in. That's actually kind of nice, as it's going to allow us to basically eliminate the Node Serpent here without, hopefully, any real trouble. Even throw on a War Cry, I suppose, try and two-hit this thing. Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. So now we can get our phalanx basically ready for the fight here. And I think that will do it just fine right there. Of course, important things to remember here. Ooh, we are taking some punishment over on that side. Thankfully, we should be alright. We'll actually move up this Phalanx unit just to grab this Earth Elemental, get the kill there. Very nice. And then what we can do is we'll move in this Manticore Rider. We'll throw on our War Cry and eliminate the Frost Elemental. And then we should be able to survive the explosion here with our Phalanx unit. It's going to be a little worse for wear, but that's actually just fine. Yeah, there we go. So we took quite a bit of damage there, 15, but we were able to keep everybody alive. Ooh, and this is kind of unfortunate. Now, if I do this manually, I think I'll be able to kite the units around using my Wraith King's mobility, which might keep me alive. I'm not 100% sure here. We'll see if we can keep them sort of at bay a little bit. I'd like them to kind of move left a little bit here. Let's see if they kind of do that. No such luck. I can maybe take a bit of advantage of the terrain here slightly. Maybe we go over kind of like this. That might not have been the smartest move either, however. Actually, you know what? That's going to work out all right, because that's now kind of brought them over this way. And I think we can... Yeah, we can now kind of head down like this. Again, we need to just make it 5 turns without them doing any damage to us. I really don't want to lose this Wraith King if I can avoid it, as quite a powerful unit here at this point. So we'll jump over there. I think we're good. Alright, perfect. And again, these penguins were from that event whereby a level 15 Archdruid and his penguin army were summoned onto the battlefield here. Okay, now I think we'll be able to... Yeah, there's no wall to this one, so we should be able to just kind of do the same thing here. We can basically just let them come to us. I mean, honestly, I could probably win this battle if I really tried, but it'd be nice to have maybe one more unit if I'm going to try this battle out. I could probably just put the pikemen up front and let them tank the... If I had used the city wall here, or the barricades, I could have put my pikemen, like, say, right here where my cursor is. Put the prospector in kind of behind or somewhere, and then used them to just do range damage. But I think this is the smarter and safer plan, is just to kite them until I can maybe build another unit in the city. It'd be nice if I have 3 units, I should be able to handle that battle without any trouble. Although, I mean, again, I think these Phalanx could probably handle it. But let's not take any risks. Again, we're at that point in the game where we should have things pretty well under wraps, but we don't want to get overconfident, because that can be absolutely disastrous. We really don't want to make any silly mistakes. Okay, and there is... Holy... Tyr Coldheart, the level 15 Frostling Archdruid, coming along with a Yeti and a Polar Bear. Ooh, boy. He is fairly scary. As a level 15 hero, he's got Call Lightning. He's got his longbow. He's immune to Ghoul Curse. Inherently. Yeah, boy, he's got regrowth. He's a tough customer. Now, I don't think we're going to really be able to do anything against Tyr, because he's got range damage, he's got spells, he's got that lightning ability. So I think what we'll do is we'll just sacrifice this city. Kind of a small price to pay, honestly. So we'll do that one in auto combat. Wow, and we actually killed off quite a few of his units there. So that must have been the Phalanx putting in work. Okay, and we actually were able to build another unit there because they must have exhausted all their movement or something. They never ended up actually taking the city from me despite me losing that battle. Kind of interesting. So, all right, well, let's address everything that happened here. We've got a lot to kind of clean up. So we did get a helmet to Dominus that gives him strong will and +1 vision range. And now he has almost 100% spirit protection. Not quite, but he's at 80%, which is fantastic. He's basically an absolute beast at this point. He's got protection from every element to a greater or lesser degree. Totally immune to blight and frost. Mostly immune to spirit. A little bit to fire and mostly to shock there. And some physical protection as well. Okay, so we had some other items show up. We had some boots here arrive for Urkan. Basically just a straight upgrade. These are +2 defense. These are +2 defense with some movement points, so why not? We can sell these ones off. Fantastic, and let's see what else has arrived. We did have a holy symbol arrive for Urkan, as well as a shield, so let's see. Now that should also be pretty much an upgrade for us. The only difference between these two shields, aside from the extra resistance, the thing to note is that we actually don't get the benefit of having a shield, which is you get a +2 bonus against non-flanking attacks. We no longer have that upgrade, since this one doesn't actually, ironically enough, it's a shield that doesn't provide the benefit of a shield. It just provides a straight defense and resistance bonus. But since Urkan has relatively lower resistance, I think this is actually better than the Disc of Defense. So we'll sell that one off as well. And we did have a mount show up here for True Gruck. However, I think we're just going to sell that, as we already have a extremely good Frost Wyvern mount for True Gruck. Now, we have some join offers here. Rondheim has asked, they think it's time potentially to join our empire. I think that's definitely a possibility here. I was just looking to see if there was any penguins on the outskirts of the city here who would threaten. Yeah, I think we'll accept that. Sure, why not? You can see here this Naga dwelling would like to join us. Again, I don't think I'm going to have the time to actually develop the dwelling effectively and actually have anything productive come out of there. So I think I'd actually rather keep them as a vassal, to be perfectly honest. We can cast Global Assault, so that would be great to do. Now, we've had lots of domain invasions here. You can see there's that one. Srock, we've had one. You can see some penguins coming at us there. Thankfully, we're quite well defended. Prim, we've had the same situation. Again, we are very well defended, so no concerns there. Lyrian, looks like the same story with some penguins coming at us. Again, quite well defended. No concern there. Carbonok, same story. Very well defended. Some more penguins. Bitter Cress. We've had, looks like some wild animals moving on through. And up here in our newly conquered city of Protorax, we actually have a hero. You can see here a Tigran Sorcerer hero. And I was originally going to use Dominus to try to dominate the hero to get basically another free hero. And I think I may still do that. Originally the hero was in this stack, but for some reason the hero's ran up by himself and moved over there. So I think I'm actually going to pursue that with Dominus. Because again, getting another hero would just be fantastic for us. Now, Yulasir here, you can see that we actually don't have anybody guarding currently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast this spell. So there's our Global Assault. Oof. Real nice to have that upgrade. So now our units are extremely powerful. And any Shadow Demon Larva should have gotten promoted, I think. Let's kind of double check. I don't know if we had any more who were hanging around still. Oh, perhaps in the Shadow Realm, I think we had some. Let's check out our stack down there. Shadow Demon Harvester. Bombard. This might have been a larvae at one point. I can't really remember. And yeah, this one's now a Bombard. I believe that was also a larvae. So we had a few of them evolve, and here we go, another Bombard that's evolved. It's pretty good for us. Okay. Well, now all of our units are extremely powerful. More powerful than they already were, and they already were quite powerful. So, we did have another city get absorbed into our empire. Oof, Lemur. So this was the former throne of our Tigran Sorcerer opponent. You can see here just how massive the domain radius is. Again, if we could bump that up even one more, that would be fantastic. We could do... Wow, we've got pretty much everything here, including a Grand Palace. So this might be an opportunity for us to use that domain increasing spell. Boy, and we can produce Tigran Sphinx right out of here, right out of the gate. Oh boy, that is fantastic. I'd like to throw Embrace Darkness on this city before I do anything else with it, however. It would have been nice if I had enough to summon one of these summonable units. The reason being I want to be able to guard this city here, because I don't think we're going to have time before these penguins try to take it from me. Do a shredder. Again, I don't think we're going to have time to actually build the unit before these pesky penguins get there, and we'll have to go and reclaim it. But... okay, so yeah, let's go grab this hero. Now, we're going to try our best to dominate the hero. I suppose I should have actually looked if this hero's immune to mind control. I hope not. Oops, I shouldn't have tried to do that while it was taking its turn here. Doesn't look like it. So we should be okay to try for a dominate. So let's see how much... we have a 36% chance currently. However, we can augment this a little bit with a weaken. And we can actually weaken well disgusting. So that increased it a little bit, the disgust here. Now we're at 39%. We throw weaken on. That should be a little more. Now we're at 42%. If we hit with a throw curse, that has a really high chance of landing. So now the unit's cursed. We have a 48% chance. Oh, I was going to say we could hit with a chance to despair here. The only problem is that actually is going to do a lot of damage, so I don't want to accidentally get the kill. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use up my movement so that I only hit one time. Less chances to despair, but there, that's what I was afraid of, is that critical hit. So now we've got a despair on there, which should, yep, that increased it even more. So we're at 64%. You know what? Let's give it a shot here. Oh, and it didn't work. Well, again, definitely worth attempting, because the benefit of getting another hero at this point in the game when we're already at our hero limit in terms of recruitable heroes, we can't get any more. That would have been very, very nice for us. A couple of items here. Probably just sell all of those. Let's see, does Dominus have any? Yeah, he's got a few slots there. We'll move Dominus over. And we can deal with these items here, all of which I think are just going to be sold off here. Well, we might keep the bow just because I don't think we have... whoops. I didn't see that black wand there. So, nice that we now have the bow, as we didn't have a bow attack before with Dominus. So that gives us shoot longbow. So we'll keep that. The rest of them, though, not so useful for us at the moment. Yeah, let's head down this way with this little guy. Just using him to explore, basically. Importantly, he now has that gold medal. These cadavers actually are going to be really nice to generate using our Reanimator and or Dominus himself, because once they have gold medal, that actually means that they get Resurgence, which is fantastic. So they actually benefit kind of a lot from the gold medal upgrade. Now, I was hoping we'd be able to grab that lost library with Dominus, but not quite. Alright, so let's go kind of see what else we can get up to with all of our units here. Let's jump to the Shadow Realm, as we had Crognash himself, and we were trying to figure out what to do with him. We were going to go clear out some of these structures and then head through the Shadow Gate there, so we're going to move over and do that. And the point being, we want to get back to the surface where we can start kind of putting in some work once again. So why don't we just move on over like this and engage in this battle with these little pesky penguins here. Do it in auto combat, just get it done. Fantastic. Alright, and we've got this stack in here. I believe we were going to... Now, do we have any active quests? I don't remember. No, we don't. Okay. So I think we came over and we actually cleared out this mine, if I remember, for this city. And that's actually how we, I think, acquired this knight. was as a reward for doing that. So why don't we move over here and deal with these undead who are in desperate need of killing. Oh, and this is actually kind of tricky as we've got these dire penguins complicating things a little bit. We might lose a unit here, but... Oh, no, we didn't. Okay, perfect. Spear of Justice. Pretty decent weapon, but we've already got really good ones with all our heroes. So we'll just sell that off. And if you look up here, we've actually got a Sphinx Temple that might be worth clearing out for the big research boost. Although at this point, we've really got most of our big-ticket items kind of ready to go. Speaking of big-ticket items, I'm trying to think what else there would be that we really need at this point. Again, we could use Authority of the Sword. If we jump back up, if we throw Authority of the Sword on here, we would get an extra gold mine. And I thought maybe there was more. It looks like that would be all we'd get. Still beneficial, mind you. I wonder if there's any other cities that would benefit more from an Authority of the Sword real quick. Because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do... Ooh, we actually have Raised Militia. Okay, we could use Raised Militia on Ylisir, actually. That's the 200 IQ play, I think. So if we do that, now we've at least got one unit who can use our patented cheese strategy to at least keep the city in our control. So we're going to do that. Because we don't want to lose control of the city if we can avoid it. So unfortunately that means no Authority of the Sword this turn, which means we're probably just going to go for an Embrace Darkness for next turn, and we'll probably throw that on our Tigran Metropolis of Lemure here, so we can start pumping out Tigran Sphinx or something like that. I think that's going to be kind of the play for that. Now, with these units, I'm actually going to do something that... Well, maybe I shouldn't. I was going to say I could use this Bone Dragon as a form of a scout, but that's probably not the most effective use of a highly powerful Tier 4 unit. Instead, I think maybe I'll just use the... There we go. Okay, so we've got ourselves a... Looks like a human outpost. So we'll make peace with them. We have plenty of evil points. We don't really have to worry about our alignment all that much at this point. And we want the humans to like us. Now, with this guy, it might be worth kind of joining up with this stack just so that we have some friends. So maybe we'll do that. Let's see what else we got going on. So we got to figure out what to do with all these units as well. And I think the answer is going to be to move this way, because that's where the attack came from. So we'll group ourselves up, and we're just going to start heading down this way. We can clear out this little circus tent while we're on our way through there as well. Let's see here. In terms of other units, we can jump to our underground forces. And we can decide what to do with Haninia here. Haninia is actually in pretty good position for us to maybe take advantage of popping up from the underground in an area that's beneficial, so we can have her kind of be right in the action, which would be kind of ideal for us at this point. We're going to do this one in auto combat and just kind of get it done. Very nice. Frostling Marauder and a Mesmerizing Necklace. I'm going to take it just for the unit, because it'd be nice to have just another unit to kind of be a bit of a scout for us. And I think I'll sell this off. We don't really need it. There we go. Alright, fantastic. So now we can jump over, grab some extra movement, and then we can head down and fight these dragons, which might be kind of a... Ooh, you know, now that I look at it, it's actually pretty scary, as we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Tier 4 dragons. Yeah, that's actually a little bit of a tough call for us there in terms of I may not want to tempt fate there on that battle. Oh, it is tempting though. It is very tempting to go in and try and do that battle. Okay, we'll send our little marauder down just to do some scouting here, as I was kind of intending. I mean, we have divine Justicars with Haninia. So we should be able to do it without too much issue. Well, first let's take out this little guy. Now, if we just move in, we'll get attacked by some of their units. You know what, Kay? Let's go down there and see what our odds are in auto combat. It's telling us closely matched, so maybe we don't want to do that battle. Let's let them come out and attack me a little bit. We'll sit back here with Aninia. We'll let them come and attack me. I mean, again, I could have probably done it in manual combat and probably won the battle, but I'm going to let them kind of attack me first. And then we can proceed from there. Now, this stack we were going to send into the Shadow Realm to try and stop the Shadow Demons who have been assailing the city of Mboku here. So we're going to do that with them. Now, it looks like some of our cities really aren't under attack. So I think we'll actually kind of maybe just start sending our units off again. And we do have to be kind of careful as these roaming units could attack our units, but we've shown that we can kind of outmaneuver them if we're careful, so. Now, with this guy, the question is, do we want to try... So we've got... You can have 5 spaces, so if we actually just do another little fort right here. So we see we've got 1 defensive structure here. We could have another one right there, and that would actually bring in the Heart of the Glades and the Heart of the Glades. So we'd get a 20-point casting point boost, which would be quite fantastic. Did get a level up with Haninia here. Boy, and she is just exceptionally powerful. You know what? We could do Strong Will just as her upgrade there. I can't remember if we were sending her... Yeah, so we were sending her an item that would give her Strong Will, but we've already got really good jewel items. I mean, this Blessed Totem of Health we could probably replace with this. I think maybe what we'll do, though, is we'll actually just give Haninia Strong Will from the upgrade there. Now she should have, yeah, full spirit protection. And that should do it for her, I think. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. True Gruck over here has been just kind of making his way over to the fight as best he can. Now this one would bring him up. If we were to bring him up here, he could pop out and maybe try and deal with this hero. But alternatively, we could go try and clear out that Ziggurat and get some nice rewards out of there, perhaps. Yeah, you know what? Let's bring him at least there. That way he's in a position where he can kind of do either thing. Yeah, so we've kind of taken care of our underground units more or less. Urkan over here. I think we were just kind of trying to get him over to where he can start making more of a difference again. So we'll just kind of head down this way. What we're going to do is we're going to send Urkan down here, clear out this spawning structure, and then move kind of a little bit more to the west again. We're going to have them try and pop up from the underground somewhere in this area, which is most likely where Thyric's domain is, as again, it's the only place we haven't really explored much yet. So, in terms of picking our research here, we'll think about this, but we could do maybe Summon Fallen Angel. Actually, maybe just getting the extra casting points might be good. We could do this. Warfare 7. Let's think about... Let's kind of move all of our units before we do that, though. So, we'll just kind of use our little jump around strategy here. Ooh, and look at this. This Shadow Demon larva turned into a Shadow Demon Lord. Very, very happy about that. Alright, well, let's make a Shadow Elf touch just to guard the city here. And then, meanwhile, we can actually do something with this Shadow Demon Lord, which is awesome. Let's see, where can he kind of make the most difference? That's the question. Maybe we'll just kind of send him over this way. Yeah, that's quite nice. So again, that was a Shadow Demon larva that leveled up with the benefit of our... Here you see we got a Bombard out of the deal as well. You know what? I think what I'm going to do in the city that we're in currently, which is Belfime, I think what we'll do is we'll produce this Umbral Weaver Charioteer, and then we might actually go and see if we can grab these production resources, maybe build up another unit or two, and we could try clearing out the dungeon, or going up and getting this Spring of Life cleared out. In addition, these fire units here on this Shrine to the Scarlet Destroyer. Just kind of finish everything around the city here. Nundioth, we've got these units again guarding the city. So let's keep jumping around here. We'll keep most of these units guarding the cities for now, just until we've kind of dealt with all of the penguin, the penguin stuff. However, we now know where at least the hero is, so I'm not as concerned. Would be nice to get a unit up there to bail out this dwarven city, which is almost certainly going to be sieged next turn, and we'll lose it. Yeah, these underground cities are all pretty much fine. Oh, we did have this unit. I almost forgot. This was an air elemental that I think we gained with... Yeah, we gained it using Urkan. Urkan has Dominate, I think, is how we got it. And I think we'll just continue kind of following... you know what, we can even move over here and grab that treasure chest or something. Why not? Alright, let's keep jumping around. We have this little unit which can move in and maybe grab control of this city here for us. Yeah, let's do that. We'll auto-combat. One without too much issue. Grab that gold for good measure. Excellent. And... yeah, we can start absorbing this city. It's another Tigran outpost, so we'll get control of that gradually. We can take a quick peek in the Shadow Realm, as we really don't have anything explored, whoops, in this region, so I suppose we could send a unit through, or maybe all these units through, just to keep them a little bit safer. You can see we've actually got two Shadow Gates side by side there. Okay, so nothing too crazy in the immediate vicinity, so we don't have to worry too much there. Let's keep looking around. Now, this unit we successfully killed off the threat, so let's send both our stacks in here to eliminate the spawning structure here, and we'll do this one in auto combat. Just get it done. Unfortunately, we did lose one phalanx, but we cleared it out, and we actually got some extra casting points, which is great. We could now, if we wanted, do an Authority of the Sword, as I believe that's 40 casting points. Let's see, can we do this one? Sure, why not? Fantastic. Gold Wyvern Egg. Something tells me this this game isn't going to go for another 10 turns, so I think we'll just sell that for gold. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm going to kind of venture a guess that it's not going to last all that long. Another one here we can just do an auto combat. And just kind of clearing everything out, grabbing some extra gold. And you know what, we can even kind of do the same over here. So this was a vassal city, not a... just a neutral city. It was a vassal city that we were fighting in. Alright, let's do this battle. Clear that out as well. Okay. Very nice. And let's see, what other units do we have here. I think we've covered pretty much everybody, so I think it's safe now for me to pick my research going forward. Let's just do extra casting points there, as when we get that plus the extra from the... once we have that builder who will bring those heart structures into our domain, that will get us up to, I think, 185. Which is pretty solid, actually. Now, we can actually start working on kind of development again. You know, it'd be nice to actually build up a few units to be able to just clear out some of these structures to finish developing this city. Let's see, what can we make? Nothing of a ton of consequence here. You know what, let's do an untouchable. And then maybe we can just send these units in and do some auto combat and win a few battles there. Over to Pock. I think we're just going to do merchandise here. I don't think there's any structures for us to get rid of. Yeah, we're just going to do merchandise there. So now it's just going to be kind of deciding what to do with a lot of these cities. This is our Draconian city in the Shadow Realm. I'm just kind of looking around, seeing if there's anything in the immediate area that's going to become added to our domain here. Were we to... I guess we'll do a shrine. Over to Hanura. This is our recently acquired city. Now, this used to be a Draconian hatchling who has now become a Draconian elder. We'll tell him to guard the city. And in terms of development, I guess we'll just do a builder's hall, get that city going. Now, this is our goblin city in the Shadow Realm. I would like to get a little bit more development on it. I think we'll do an observatory. We want to get this domain increased a little bit because we're gradually sending units up there. So here's actually another unit that I almost kind of forgot about. So we want to see if we can possibly reclaim this city from the units that stole it from us here. So let's see now. We should be able to win this battle fairly easily. Fantastic. Okay. So now we have ourselves another city that we lost previously and we've managed to recover, which is fantastic for us. So let's build an arcane archer just to guard the city there. Now back to Hrim. We've got these pesky units on our doorstep. You know what? Let's just step out and kill them off rather than kind of waiting around here. Might as well just get proactive and kill them off without having to worry any longer about it. So I'll leave one of these Manticore Riders just in case anything funny happens, but I think we're going to send the other one off this direction. And we're going to do the same thing over here. We're just going to move out, engage the enemy, kill them off. Fantastic. Leave the archer behind as a guard. And then we can actually send all of these units out across the water. All right, back to Hrim now. Let's do our production. I think we'll just do another Manticore Rider since we can. Because why not? Over in Carbonok, we'll just keep doing the Phalanx units. Again, they're getting the benefit of Pillar of the Stylites from that ancient ruin. Over to Lyrian. Our units aren't quite as powerful, so I am going to let them come to us to attack. And Lyrian we can actually develop a little bit more. Let's do a... we are running kind of low on gold. I don't want to get too nuts. We'll just do merchandise. Bitter Cress here. One of our sort of semi-frontier cities, I guess you could say. I suppose it is kind of frontier based on where it is, yeah. So maybe we just do a barracks so we could have a few extra units produced or something. Not really sure. You know, let's get aggressive here and clear out these units. A little auto combat, there we go. And then we'll move back to kind of defend the city a little bit more. Let's do a siege workshop, get a little bit more production going. Again, on those frontier cities, it's nice to be able to produce units if necessary. So we've got ourselves a couple of Manticore Riders in Toldran who could be of assistance in other places, I think. Let's see, do we want to maybe go Shadow Realm? I don't think so. I think we will just kind of make a straight shot over here. Try and get them involved in the fight, more on the front lines. And then we'll start producing another one. Now over to Lilac here. Let's see. Again, kind of on the front lines, so it would be nice to increase our production capability. So we'll do that. Back to Srock here, we're just going to do merchandise. Parab at this point, I think we're just going to do merchandise because we're so far behind the front line that it's not really all that beneficial to continue producing a ton of extra units. At least in my opinion. Alright, nothing for us to destroy there. I was just checking for a useless class structure to get rid of. Alright, now up to Lemure here. So we've really got almost everything produced. We do have some structures we could destroy here for some extra gold. But I think we're going to just do a Sphinx. Ooh, however, You know what? Maybe I'll wait one, because I do want to have Embrace Darkness here to get that extra benefit. So, yeah, we'll wait one turn. We'll just do that to get some extra gold. Nundioth here, we can get rid of this Megalith. And, oh, this is our little Dwarven outpost. Newly in our control. We'll do a Builder's Hall just to get that going. Now, these units here, I think we'll tell them just to chill out for a turn. Oh, and I almost forgot we have all these units ready to go. So, let's attack here. We can grab control of the city. Unfortunately, we lost that Wraith. But somehow we got control of this Shadow Demon Lord, which is fantastic. And which unit did that? Oh, it would have been the Shadow Demon Harvester would have created a Shadow Demon larva out of one of the corpses, which had so much experience that it immediately became a Shadow Demon Lord. So, very, very nice for us. Excellent turn of events there. So, let's just clear out as many of these structures around here as we possibly can. Fantastic, and there we got another one. There's another Shadow Demon larva. Okay. And then, you know what, we might as well... There's a few other cities around here that we can go and try and grab, so I think we'll do that. But before we do, let's at least try and clear out the rest of these structures here. I think maybe we'll leave the Bombard behind and we can send everybody else off to do some work. Actually, you know what? We'll bring this larvae into the city. We can actually send this little stack off to go and assist. The question is, which way should they go? We could have them go do some scouting, I guess, kind of ahead. Yeah, there we go. City awaits its fate, so that's this new Shadow Elf city, which we want to absorb as we are actually making really good use of our Shadow Elves in this playthrough, which I'm quite happy about. Do some more scouting with this Bombard here. Okay, nothing too crazy over there. This little guy, we're sending him right to this point so we can build something, I think. And yeah, this unit here, we're going to tell them just to chill out. And that's going to do it for our turn, so we'll end it there. So we dealt with the Penguin onslaught, and we also saw that our opponent decided to retreat back from his position within our domain, which was right in here. At this point, I'm really not sure what to expect. He may try getting aggressive and moving out to attack me, or he may just kind of turtle up. Personally, I'm sort of expecting him to turtle up based on his kind of retreat from my domain here, but we'll have to see. He may come out guns blazing. I think that would make things kind of interesting, but I suspect that he's going to kind of sit back. He probably is a little intimidated by my forces. I mean, I would be. I've got some pretty powerful units here. I was just looking at these draconian cities. I'd like to try and get control of them eventually. Okay, we're under attack here. We'll do this one manually just to make sure that we kill off these pesky penguins. Alright, come at me. So sieging me pretty good here, but we can just blast the heck out of them with our ranged attacks, basically. Kill that one off. So we'll try and get the kill here. Not quite, but close. Get the finish. Going after the gate there, as you saw. Excellent. So our archers did their job. Okay, so now we are being attacked by Tyr Coldheart and 3 dire penguins. I don't think this little guy stands a chance, so we'll just do it in auto combat. The reason being, I'm not going to be able to kite them because we've got Call Lightning and other ranged attacks there that are going to prevent me from being able to just run away. So we'll let the hero come on in. So again, it'd be nice to get an army up there to try and deal with that. This is another one that we'll do manually. So we do not have a city wall to take advantage of, unfortunately. However, I think our units are going to be just fine in this battle. And we've got some pretty powerful gold medal units. And they've just got some penguins. We should be okay. I'm going to let them come at me here a turn or two just to get in a bit closer. And now we can unleash some volleys here. Thankfully, our monster hunters actually do quite a bit of damage to these penguins, which is quite nice. So we'll blast them a little bit more, and then we can try for the kill here. Yep. Alright, so now we'll take a little bit of damage, nothing too crazy, hopefully. Yep. Alright, we're just fine. Step up, do a nice flank hit here, kill number 1. And then we can... Let's see, what are our odds of getting the net? I think we'll just do damage instead. Excellent. Fantastic. Killed off the penguins. No real worries. Oh, and look at this. It's a good thing I actually had some units defending here because we've got ourselves an undead force coming at us. Now, in this instance, I think I'm actually going to retreat here. Although, it is tempting to fight, but I think because we've got these reanimators, they can pose a bit of an issue for us. And I think it would be better to just retreat. We could add another unit maybe to this stack. I think we were in this city building one of those little goblin units, so that might actually be better just to wait until we have that unit to aid us, even if it ends up being kind of a sacrifice. I think we're going to be okay. The only issue is the ranged attack from those reanimators. I think we're going to be able to get outside of its range and not be in any real problem. Let's see now. The question is, are they going to be able to hit us with their ranged attack? I don't think so. Let's see. Oh, they have a curse. Dang. And I think that counts as, like, doing damage, sort of, so... Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so the curse doesn't count because it's technically not damage. It was an effect. This is another one here. We're going to have to cheese them. Oh, and we have the gate. I forgot about that. I didn't actually notice that this city had a gate. Well, unfortunately, I think that means we're going to be losing the city because once they breach the gate, they have to do damage to the gate. And that's going to count as obviously doing damage, so I think maybe we'll just kind of let them come to us and then maybe we can try just pouncing or something. But sadly, I think we're going to be losing this city. This is one of those instances where having the city wall is actually going to kind of hurt us rather than help us. You know what, let's just jump out there and we'll basically sacrifice ourselves here. Knowing full well that we're going to just get attacked into oblivion there. Yep, there it is. Oh my, look at this. Our Shadow Demon's under attack. I think we can just auto-combat that one away. Ooh, and unfortunately our little cadaver is going to get attacked. Boy, those penguins are pretty vicious. Just kind of everywhere. Alright, well, we're going to have to recover our lost city there. So we'll throw Embrace Darkness, and then we can start working on pumping out Tigran Sphinx units. Yeah, that's going to be the game plan there in Lemure. Meanwhile, Dominus can jump in here. What are we up against? Unfortunately, these Evangelists have mind control immunity, meaning we can't really get take advantage of them. I think we'll do this manually, though, and we'll see if we can grab that Draconian Reanimator using Control Undead, as that would be kind of nice. Okay, so they're all throwing Touch of Faith on each other. You know what? We can even try for a Dominate on the Apprentice or the Mystic if we really want. Figured I'd throw a Curse, give it a shot. We'll kill off the apprentice, and I think we'll go for the mystic. Just based on kind of where they're standing. Let's step up with our Blight Elemental and give them some weakening breath. There we go. Soften them up a little bit. As for Dominus, again, we don't want to get in there and do anything too risky, but we could do some shock damage perhaps, or I think of our attacks, that's probably going to do the most damage. Could actually throw a firebomb. That's actually not a bad plan. Yeah, there we go. Immolated, that's actually going to help us a little bit. If we're, well... Ooh, tried for a conversion there. Thankfully failed. Alright, let's just actually kill off this Dire Panther. There we go. Okay. And now it'd be great to start working on these Evangelists, because they are kind of a thorn in my side at this point. So kill off the Cadaver. And then we will kill off the Evangelist. Then, now it'd be great to just go in there and try for it. I would like to throw a Weaken on the Reanimator first, however, but I want to get rid of these Evangelists before I try anything crazy, so... yeah, let's do some big damage there. And then we can put ourselves down on top of that Cadaver. Don't want to... yeah, we'll just do some extra damage. I was going to say, I don't want to kill off that Reanimator, because I want to try and get control of them if possible. Alright, fantastic. So now we can throw a Weaken here. And then go for the Dominate, or the Control Undead. Unfortunately, we failed. Don't seem to be having the greatest of luck with my attempts this particular episode. Get the kill there. Okay, excellent. So that's a lost library dealt with. And that should hopefully get us... yeah, so we got a little bit more of our research done. Gives 2 random dark powers to every friendly dedicated to evil unit until end of combat. Rite of Malediction. Alright. So that takes care of that. So with Dominus now, I think we're just going to head down this way. Might as well clear this out. A lot of combat for this battle. Then, and we can even try clearing out this Castle of the Lich King as well. So it looks like there's another Tigran city down here, and there's actually a hero in the city, so that's another opportunity for us to use Dominate to try to grab another hero if possible. We'll do Urkan's level up here because I can see it popping up in the list here of things we can do. In terms of upgrades for him, maybe some more resistance. Just trying to look at what else would be good. In terms of spells, we've already got Phoenix Warrior, which is pretty solid. Bloodbath. That's pretty solid. You know what? We'll grab that just to have it as an option. Okay. So now let's head down this way. I think we'll just ignore these structures and just keep kind of moving. And we want to clear this out and then head down and check out what's down here. See if we can find a way up. That would be ideal. And we've got this little vassal here is trying to join us. Yeah, sure, why not? Join our empire. First things first, let's make a unit just to guard our new little area. Again, we're not going to accept that just yet from them because we want to just keep them as a vassal, really. Some additional domain invasions have happened here. Yeah, there's the undead, posing a bit of an issue for us. Thankfully, we've now got another unit to at least kind of help us out. And then, oh, and here are some penguins coming to cause problems for us. And of course, we've already had our units kind of go away, so we're going to have to... You know what? We can send this unit up here to help deal with that. Meanwhile, we'll continue to send these ones into the Shadow Realm. Alright, there we go. So now we've got some backup in the Shadow Realm to kind of help out. Which is a good thing because we've got a number of... If I remember correctly, we've got some spawning structures around here that need to be dealt with. I think there's one over here. Yeah, there it is. So we need to go deal with that. We can send this stack over to do that, perhaps. I was going to leave this Arcane Archer behind, but you know what? I think I'm going to actually bring him along. Oof, look at that. Defended by 2 Shadow Demon Lords. Let's see. Still got pretty good odds of victory, so let's just do it in auto combat there. You know what? We didn't lose anybody. Fantastic. Kind of a... Not a great... well, it's a decent weapon, but not for where I'm at in the game, so we'll just sell that for the gold. And we've got ourselves a city up here, so we can send this stack in to go deal with that. Meanwhile, this group can kind of head over this way and maybe clear out some of these structures on this side here. As this city grows, it can encompass maybe some of these additional structures here. So, and actually really nice that we're getting that wetland bonus, which is helping out this goblin city. So that actually ended up working out being a goblin city. So yeah, we'll just kind of head up that way. Okay. And anything else crazy that happened? I don't think so. So now let's kind of do a little bit of movement with some of our units here, and then I think we'll call it an episode. Alright. Now this, I was going to kind of group these ones up. Again, we've got opportunities for extra research and whatnot here. I think we'll just head up this way. Like this. Enter it, and then do it in auto combat. Ooh, and we almost lost our Bone Dragon. We did lose our Knight. Obsidian Wyvern Egg and a ton of knowledge. I'll take this reward for the knowledge. And then meanwhile, the Wyvern Egg I'll just send to kind of whoever's closest so Urkan can have it. And then we've made peace with this city, it looks like, so could go up there. Be great to clear out this spawning structure, mind you. So maybe we do that first. Of course, our Bone Dragon doesn't have any way to heal at the moment except for lifesteal. So that Bone Dragon's going to be kind of in tough. Might have to move it and find a different stack to have him with so that he can actually get some healing. Oh, and here we go. So we have found that this is that unit that ran away from me. So it's unclear whether he's got like a city right over here or maybe he came from the Shadow Realm. Yeah, this is an unexplored area, the Shadow Realm, for me as well, so we'll retreat back and hopefully he doesn't kill off my little scout there. Now with this stack, obviously I want to continue to take care of this little city. Got this group moving over, which I can kind of bring in to help. Gonna build ourselves a stack and then go charging in this way to the west. This unit was coming in to assist as well. Continue. And then we can clear out this structure. Could clear it out now. Let's do it. Ooh, and we did lose one of our... Actually, both of our spearmen, unfortunately. Not the end of the world, but annoying. And got some more units to just kind of continue moving around. 2 trebuchet guarding the city here. Might need a little bit of backup before we can actually take that without too much trouble, so some of these units I think we're just going to... Or I should say with some of these structures, again, where we want to just clear them out, get full benefit of them. And we've got another one up here. This Beacon of Light has already been explored, thankfully. Got ourselves another glass furnace. We can clear this one out. Fantastic. And then once we've cleared out this mana node, we'll send that stack over to help reclaim this city, I think. Gonna be the plan there. Alright, I am not seeing a ton else here in the Shadow Realm for us to do. We can send Crognash in to at least clear out this gemstone mine, which I think would be a good thing for us. So we will engage the battle here. Get it done. Grab the gold from it, and then move on down to... When you can see here, we've got another city as well that needs to be dealt with. So we'll jump through the Shadow Gate, however, as we want to kind of get back into the fight with Crognash here, I think. So now we can head over there. So Crognash is back on the surface, and he's ready to do some work. We still don't really know exactly where Feeric is, but we're in really good position to be able to start kind of bringing the fight to him. If you look at it, we've got Crognash kind of leading on the in the south here, along with kind of some other miscellaneous stacks. We've got this group. We've got, again, a stack that we're building down here with some Manticore Riders and some Phalanx. And then if we jump up to the north, we've got Dominus, who's going to be bringing kind of his stack along with probably some other units that I produce from the city up here. They're going to be coming down from the north, so we can kind of bring everybody to bear on this sort of southwestern portion of the map. Not to mention, of course, we do have some extra forces underground, like Haninia here, and we've also got, let's see, we have Trugruk and Urkan bringing up the rear as well. So everybody is kind of converging on this area. Okay, so I just noticed this here. So we've got a Frostling city that's been taken by the undead underground, so that's interesting. Important to note that we're up against a Frostling Theocrat, so this may have actually been one of his cities that got conquered by the undead and taken from him, so he may have some Empire underground as well. In any case, everybody's converging on this southwestern portion of the map, so that's going to be kind of where I think the final battle is going to take place. So we're going to save this one right here. We're going to call this one episode 28. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.